Hey there, hi there, ho there. We're as happy as can be. Bob, Eddie, Julio, back for another session of Three Ball Walk with our live studio audience.
Welcome, audience. Thank you.
And lots happening in the major leagues. Let's start off college baseball.
College baseball.
College baseball.
What you want to talk about?
SEC Pitcher of the Year week, Alex Faedo, who now has put himself back in the talk of number 1, 2, 3 in the first round. But 3, not 1, not 2, but he won his third 1-0 game last Saturday, beating South Carolina. How rare is that?
In college, yeah, or in pros, any place. It's amazing.
Winning 3
He's
in a
really
year?
he's really good. I mean, we're lucky to be able to. I don't watch the year of baseball as much as I should, but he makes you want to watch it more because it's a special time. He's a special player.
And
Yeah, I mean he better be that good because the offense continues to struggle, and that's being polite. So the fact that they're able to be in contention is pretty amazing considering where they were hitting. I mean, normal years they would be in the basement.
I'll tell you the one thing I really enjoy is the game face. I don't think I've seen that game face from a college pitcher. I mean, he is so
He's focused.
intense.
He's locked in when he's on the mound, and he's good. I mean, all three of their starters are good. That's, like I say, it's the only reason that they're in it. If you get past them, though, you're in trouble. And if you get to midweek, that's why we're struggling.
And then when he's not pitching, he's doing the interviews on the side. He's cheering if he's the first guy out.
Yeah.
You know, and it was interesting because have you heard where he got that from?
No, I didn't.
When he was a freshman, he was on a pitching staff with Jose Fernandez at Alonzo High School in Tampa.
Oh,
So
so
said,
no wonder you're a big fan because he's a Tampa boy from.
he's a Tampa boy
From your
from
high
Alonzo. I'm not from Alonzo. Wasn't around when I was there,
okay.
but I'm just saying. But it's neat to show you, in a way, how young Jose Fernandez was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
because
4 years
he's
older.
he's got guys in college
Yep.
that he played with in high school, still in college. You know, it's just amazing. And where would Jose be right now? You know,
Wherever the
ERA,
Marlins are.
wherever the Marlins are. Giancarlo's getting hot,
Oh, of course, and then he'll get hurt.
and then
So he gets hot and then he gets hurt. That's his pattern.
but
Sorry,
he's cold.
If you watch this,
Cold,
I'm
hot,
sorry.
and hurt.
That's it. He goes cold in April. He goes hot in May, and he gets hurt in June.
I'm a big fan of his. I would love to be able to see him play one complete season.
Me too.
That'd be great.
Me too.
You know, but Kershaw lighting it up.
Yeah. Yeah, Kershaw is amazing. I mean, yesterday 2-1 over the Giants, and I didn't get to see that game at all because by the time it comes on, it's just I'm out. But he's just amazing. I mean, he leads the league right now in wins with 4, strikeouts with 39. He's phenomenal. I think it's like a 2.29 ERA right now too. I mean, who's better?
But the 2-1 win over the Giants wasn't a 2-1 win over the
Kershaw.
Mad Bum.
No.
And
Yeah.
let's talk about that.
Okay.
Does he get fined
Does he get fined by whom?
by the Giants?
He
For the-
can certainly have some of his contract. I think some of his money withheld for the time he misses because I'm pretty sure that's in the
It's
contract
got to be
about
his contract. Yeah.
behavior that is questionable or
Detrimental.
risky behavior. I think is the way they
Yeah.
put it. But yeah, part of the deal is all those guys are fairly young. They are pretty cocky because they're good and they've been good, and so it's like, well, I can go out and ride that. I'm not going to get hurt. I mean, other guys drive around in $150,000, $200,000 cars and go 200 miles an hour, and pitchers that get in a boat and drive way too fast, way too inebriated.
In the
I mean,
middle of the night.
yeah, in the middle of the night. So I mean, that risky behavior by athletes is not uncommon. The fact that so many of them don't get hurt then leads them to continue that behavior. But yeah, I think the Giants have a right, but that they won't, because what if you do it and he says, okay, fine, I'll just shut it down and I'll pitch halfway for the
Oh,
rest
it's
of the
not
year.
that. I mean, I'm thinking you're the GM or the president or whoever sits down to find him, and you bring him in, and you've got, you might be wearing one, but you've got 2 World Series trophies, 3 World Series trophies there, but 2 which he is directly responsible for,
Exactly.
for probably being the right now, probably the best post-game World
But
Series
postseason.
pitcher in
Yeah.
postseason.
Oh, he's amazing.
He's just absolutely amazing. And you're sitting there, okay, I've got those because of you. But you got it. I mean, I think
But you have to make
he
it-
gets a good yelling at.
You have to
but
make
I
an
don't think
example.
they're-
I think you take something away from him. I think you do take something, a token thing anyway. So if it happens again to another player, you can
You set a
say,
precedent.
okay, this is a precedent. So we've done this with our best player, and maybe it's something that he's going to get in terms of a bonus anyway. And so you say we're going to fine you $250,000, and
Yeah,
it's in
two
your
good things.
contract
World-
if you get 200.
How long does he have for?
Postseason, 2 months, 2.5 months.
I mean, by in 2.5 months, honestly,
They could be out.
They could be out of it.
They could be out of it today.
Right.
Yeah.
I
They're
mean,
already in last place.
where they are right now, they could be out of it already.
Yeah.
But without him and struggling, if you think about that, if he misses 2 months, he misses 8 starts. If he wins 6 of those games,
Oh no, and it's interesting.
that's a
Last
12
night, the
that's a
reason I
12
brought
game,
it up is
12 game swing.
I would love to see the Kershaw versus Baumgartner
Sure.
stats because he was very good in the postseason. Probably, like I said, the best. But he was just as good against the Dodgers. I mean, when he was head on against the
Well,
Dodgers,
he's
he mowed it down.
There's something about that, about playing against the better teams, I think, that happens to a lot of the elite athletes. That whenever it's somebody that's really good, they elevate a little bit. And it's almost like they play down to their competition at times. Or they just jump it up a notch when the competition goes up, whichever way you want to think about it. But, there's some teams that do that. You've seen teams like that. I mean, this Florida team, for instance, plays Florida State, and they sweep them. But then they look like, an average team against other in-state rivals.
Yep.
That
Well,
shouldn't be on.
Those other in-state rivals are probably better than Florida State.
No, they're not. No, they're not. Florida State's a really good team. Florida State's done well in the ACC. Same thing. Midweek, I know it's a midweek series, but come on, you made me say Florida State's a good team. So I understand that. Florida State is a good baseball team, and it's
They may not make the postseason.
they'll make the postseason. They'll make the postseason.
What are they, losing record in conference?
They'll make the postseason. You want to bet lunch
They're
on it
getting-
right here?
They're getting-
Lunch right now.
Lunch right now?
Lunch right now.
I don't bet.
Come on. Well, then why are you talking smack about a team that? I mean, I know why we're talking smack about Florida State. It'd be nice if they didn't make the postseason, but they
I'm
will.
just sitting here listening to you defend Florida State.
I'm just saying, you don't. I don't think you gain anything by saying your opponent wasn't very good, and Florida State's been a very good team.
They have been a very good team this year. I don't think they are.
They're okay. They're average. I think their pitching is suspect in midweek for sure. They're number 3 guys, not nearly as good, but they can hit, and they play in a cracker box, left field. And if you're a left-handed hitter, why would you not want to go Florida State? I mean, you're gonna hit a lot of home runs there. Just
So,
me.
okay. American League pitching. You been watching any of it?
I don't really follow the American League that much. I'm an actually, I've had it 100
Because of
times.
the DH.
Because
That's right.
I don't
It's
like
not
the
real
DH.
baseball.
It's not real baseball. I don't like the DH, but another reason I don't follow it. I mean, I'll notice who's who's leading in home runs or something, or if it's an interleague game with the Marlins, like when they played the Mariners a few days ago, I watched that till I fell asleep. But I mean,
The Red Sox offense last year and this year now, besides Price, who isn't, I struggle a little bit. I think
Yep.
he's hurt and whatnot. But Chris Sale, as the big left-hander, stepped right in.
right, and you got Craig Kimbrell in the bullpen too. I mean, Boston.
Then why aren't they in the lead?
That's a good question. Right now, why they're only two games out. I mean, I think Baltimore has really been a surprise. I don't know that they weren't expected to be good, but and the team that I'm surprised about in the East is Toronto.
Oh, they're horrible.
They're
right?
horrible. They're 7 games back also right now, and I'm just
And they lost. They lost.
and yeah.
They lost a lot. I
Carson
didn't
Wentz,
think, I think Boston, and who'd have thought that? Boston Cubs World Series.
Mm-hmm.
And it's way too early to sit there and
That-
say a team that's only 2 games out, when are they going to turn it on?
Boston Cubs World Series. I think that's what I said.
I think that's what he did
I
say.
think that's what I said at the very beginning show. We can go back. You can go back and check that, but I believe that's what I said at the very beginning of the year. And I think I'll still hold with that. I think they'll come through. They'll catch them. Baltimore falter.
Yeah, I don't see Baltimore wing the East. I mean,
The Rays beat them yesterday, right?
Exactly. The Rays beat them, and Tampa Bay is only I think 3.5 out right now. They're not playing bad, but Tampa Bay's not going to beat them at the end. It's going to be Boston, I think, in the East.
I wonder how many times they've played each other. I haven't been
I don't
paying
know.
attention to the schedule where they've
How
started.
many times can you get hit?
Yeah, that's a good one. Did you see that?
In that bat?
Did
Yeah.
anybody see this? Just tell them.
In and that
No,
bat,
you-
or you mean
Like one turn at bat, one time,
One time around.
one time around the bases? You mean
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
times? Yeah,
No, 4 times.
they got hit 4 times.
Stephen Piscotty, yeah.
He got hit at
He
the
got
plate.
Hit at the plate. He got picked off at first and hit, and takes off running. And when he's going into second, he gets hit. And then on the play at the plate, he got
He
hit
got
In
hit.
the head.
Well, I guess 4 times.
4 times. That's some kind of record. They don't keep that though.
No,
They should.
they should.
How many times you get hit in one? Well, it's not really one at bat though,
Yeah.
because then you're out on.
You got to be watching MLB Network. I mean, where'd you see that
Yeah.
on MLB Network?
Actually, I saw it on Jimmy Kimmel. It
Okay.
was on the Jimmy Kimmel shows where I saw it, and then I watched it again.
So you got to wait because you're not going to see it on ESPN.
No, ESPN. The
draft- the draft
The
is coming
draft's
out.
on 24 hours.
Oh,
a day.
24/7 drafts coverage.
Well, they actually had the draft last night. I was watching. It's the 3rd time they've had it. They have a mock draft.
Oh,
Those guys
yeah.
get together, talk about the players, and then they do it. And they got it scrolling.
You know, the worst part is
of who Mel Kiper picked.
we're talking about it right now
I
too.
know.
So we should just go on about
It's
it.
just frustrating.
Is that
It's
your rant
frustrating.
for the
That's
day?
my. I know because I've ranted on that before, but it's it's just no substance. No substance on that show.
No.
It's all
No.
production. It's
Well,
all. I mean,
Do you want to talk about now
the
the
ESPN
the
stuff.
ESPN stuff, or you want to talk about that in the second part?
We can get on it later on. I mean,
Okay.
we'll come back with that.
So-
We've still got a couple minutes here.
And you talked about all the people who are the teams that are leading. What's your surprise team in the NL?
Well, I'll tell you a team that surprised me, and we've predicted them to win it all, is Chicago. The way they started, and the fact that they're leading the division, to me, is amazing, because they started off horribly. And Colorado in first place.
That would be mine. Colorado.
Colorado.
Yeah.
Colorado in
Without
first
your man.
My
Who's
man?
not? Who's just not?
Story.
Yeah, Story's just not.
Story. I think he hit an inside the park the other day though.
Oh, did he? So is he
Yeah.
starting to turn?
He's starting to turn it up a
little
little bit now.
Okay.
Story's going to be the story before it's over with.
And the Marlins have a winning record right now, which, and of course the Braves are in last place.
And the
But
Marlins are
it's-
getting ready to maybe be sold.
Yeah, that's a
Derek
big
Jeter
story.
and
Jeb
Jeb
Bush.
And Jeb Bush.
The
That's
Bush is back in
interesting.
baseball.
Loria. He literally ruined 2 franchises, and now
Somebody's going to bail him out and pay him a lot of money for it.
he's going to make a lot.
A
of
lot of
A
money.
lot of money for being a very bad
That
owner.
owner.
Which
So-
hey,
so-
that's the way it is. You build it, get Hialeah builds you a ballpark, and or Little Havana, I guess, wherever it is. Where's the park at?
It's right by the Orange Bowl, right there in the middle of Miami.
Right in the middle of Miami, and get them to pay for it, and then you get somebody come in, pay you a lot of money for the franchise, and ride off into your retirement on a nice little nest egg.
Yes, exactly right. Being in the game as you were, are you surprised when you see teams like Pittsburgh or St. Louis with losing records right now? When do teams begin to hit the panic button, do you think?
Oh, it's way too early. I mean, I'll tell you, who was it? The Giants last year were in the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I want to say they went like 10-30 over the last 40 games of the season. If they'd have gone 10-30 in the first 40 games of the season, would
They'd
you
have still been in the post
they'd have
office.
still in the post
In
office,
the post office, postseason, rather.
mailing themselves in.
Yep, that would have been true.
But no,
Taking a
I mean,
melody.
it's way too early. I think we're seeing tendencies. That's why they play 100. People complain about baseball season. We can shorten it, and it's way too long, and whatever. But I think the main reason for that is the cream rise to the to the top. Colorado is not going to be in there. Colorado's got somewhere in the season they're going to win 15 out of 20 games, and guess what? It happened.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it twice. They're not going to do it 3 times. It's not going to happen.
No.
The now team like Toronto we mentioned, I think you see a lot of faults, you see a lot of problems, and you say, wow, I don't see how they're going to wind up having their
Right.
little spurt or anything like that. The Marlins are doing well. The Braves, even if you looked at 1 week before, if we'd have been sitting here last week talking about the Braves, we'd have been talking about the fact they won 5 in a row and
Yeah,
they
I
won
did.
6 out of 7.
Now
And,
they've lost 6 in a row. So.
right. I mean,
Yeah, 6 up, 6. I mean, teams are going to be 500 teams are going to be 500 teams.
eventually
course
it
of the
comes,
year.
it comes out.
Yeah.
A 300 hitter, I mean, who is it right now? The guy at Cincinnati, Cozart.
Cozart, right.
Hitting 407.
407, yeah.
Okay. You know what? Here's the sad part about it. He's going to hit 300 this year, maybe.
Right.
But to hit 300, you know what that means he hits the rest of the season?
He's going to have to go like
250.
150. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So-
we're out of time for
One thing
this.
real quick, May 6th, Westside Baptist Church, Wild Beast Feast. Daryl Strawberry will be the speaker, so if you want tickets...
6 o'clock. That's a week from Saturday if
Saturday.
you're watching this live, which we're not on live, so you're not. But
A week from it's
May
still a week
6th.
from
But
Saturday.
if you need ticket
A week from
information,
Saturday.
contact us on our Facebook page.
We'll be right back for the second half. Don't go anywhere.